Hi, friends. Here we are, day 30 of A Path of Purpose. And let's talk about saying yes. So, do you say yes um, when you're being pushed outside your comfort zone? So, several years ago, when I was starting my contract business, um, somebody challenged me and they said, Shar, don't, oh, well, I'll say it positive. Say yes when you're given the opportunity to do something new or different. And, um, and I had never experienced that in a career necessarily. I guess I would try new things. Like I worked at the front office in a clinic, doctor's office, and then I tried being an MA. So I guess I did try and I did say yes to some things. And so I guess in the early years it gave me boldness to step outside of my comfort zone. But just recently as a nurse in the last few years, when I started my contract business, I had contemplated opening a group home in Idaho, and I went through the training on having a family group home. Well, once I went through the training, I realized that it would be very difficult for me to own and manage a group home because in Idaho, the rule was if I was the owner of the group home, I could not work outside the group home and have a part time job. So I wouldn't be able to work any shifts at the hospital or at a clinic to supplement my income. And so I knew after looking at the budget, looking at what it would take to run a group home, that financially I wouldn't be able to make the ends meet without an extra source of income. So I decided not to do it, which I was a little sad about, to say the least. But the opportunity that came up that I wasn't expecting is the family group homes in that county. They needed education and training towards the credit of, towards training credits in keeping their group home open. They need credits every year. And so they came to me and they asked me if I would do monthly trainings when they met. I think they met like 8 months out of the year. And so when they met, they asked me if I would come and do the trainings. Well, that was an opportunity for me to say yes, right? And it was so great because I think there was 15 to 20 group homes in that little association of family group homes, and it gave me the opportunity to train, which I love doing, getting to know these families and their group homes. Most of the group homes were uh, parents with adult children with disability, so that was a great opportunity to get to know them. Well, then after I was moving further into my contract business, somebody came to me and said, Shar, you really should write an ebook for your website, kind of like as your business card. And little did I know, as I began writing, it turned into a real book and a published book. So I became a published writer, author, and that was, again, it was something I normally wouldn't have said yes to. Um, but because of the counsel I'd been given, say yes to new opportunities. So I said yes. Then next, someone came to me and said that they wanted their nurse trained to work in the IDD community. They had worked in a hospital for many, many years. Very, very amazing nurse, right? But when it comes to working in the IDD community, the organ administrative rules and everything that entails in being an IDD nurse is so different than working as a nurse in the hospital or in the clinic. And so, again, I had an opportunity to do something I'd never done, and I said yes. And so that gave me more opportunities to train more nurses and to even help facilitate annual trainings and bringing in key people at the state level to make sure that we as nurses are managing and overseeing and supporting the group homes we're involved with. So I was saying yes a lot. I was saying yes a lot. Well, after that, the list has just continued. I have more and more people contacting me to continue to do trainings. And I never knew that about myself, that actually I love teaching and training. And so the opportunities continue to come, and I don't hesitate anymore to say yes, because I love the new opportunities. I love the new relationships, because we're all interconnected if we all, serve in the IDD community. So my challenge, I always have a challenge for you guys, right? So my challenge for you is what, in your career, where have you been given the opportunities to say yes? Maybe you've been working as a waitress for the waiter or waitress the last year or two, and then your boss comes to you and says, would you be a shift lead? And so, take the opportunity to say yes. Maybe you've been a floor nurse for the last year, and the head nurse comes to you and says, I would like you to get extra training and work and move into this other department. Well, take the opportunity and say yes. Or I thought about, maybe you've been a bank clerk for the last year or two, and they've come to you, and hi Kayla, I'm glad you caught me live. And maybe they're asking you to take the training to be a loan officer. So the list goes on and on. I am so glad you are encouraged by my life stories. I love sharing them because they're encouraging to me, because I stop and I realize how much the Lord's done in my life. So what the key point in this is, when somebody comes to you and asks you to step up and maybe step out of your comfort zone and do something different, well, it's because they see something in you that you don't see. Did I see myself being an author? Did I see myself as being a trainer and an educator? No. I didn't see those things in myself, but somebody else did. So that's why it's so amazing to step out of your comfort zone and say yes, because you really don't know who you are until you step out. So, nothing's impossible. What I've come to believe and understand is nothing's impossible with the Lord, right? And as I've leaned on the Lord in my life, I've watched him do the impossible. And so I just want you guys to step out and step up and do the same. Do the impossible, which you think is the impossible, and acknowledge what someone else sees in you and believes in you, and say yes. All right, and it looks like the Lents joined me. Yep, good. I'm glad you guys caught me live tonight. I love doing these videos, and I just pray that they make a difference in each and every person that watches them. All right, you guys, have a great night. Sleep well. Bye.